was thinking. To pick up the tips of the middle lines, feel inside the jaws. If we on the night then spread it out, pack up without a clue.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's gonna be a little awkward. We've got a different setup, but we're kind of going back to the roots and the traditions of this channel where we're doing a little bit of a gun review. We've got a little bit of a background. And if you guys hear anything in the background, we are at my local range. They've been kind enough to me, Range 66 out of Yukon, Oklahoma. They've been kind enough to me and my family when we came. They let us right off the bat. Sorry, I've got the owner behind here, is Kyle. You guys have probably seen him if you follow me on anything. But yeah, so today we're gonna be going over Today we're going to be going over the Mark 1 upper from Griffin Armament. They were kind enough to send me this, and dude, when I tell you this has been a solid build, this is my first like somewhat Gucci build I've ever had. All right guys, before we jump into this video, I want to thank our sponsors of the channel, Barbell Apparel. Barbell Apparel is one of the biggest sponsors of our channel. On this channel, they supply us with all the clothing that we wear. If you watch back in my old videos, I will be wearing Barbell Apparel in every single one of them. Our next sponsor of the video is Handle It Grips. I appreciate you guys. They've sent out some awesome grips. My Glock 45 is gripped up like your mom on a Tuesday. And Tactical Snacks. We don't know much about this brand, but they sent us some shit, so I'm gonna plug them anyway because you know what? Why not? They're pretty cool. And then on top of it, 66 Tactical. Thank you guys so much for plugging me into this awesome community that we have. It's been a great time. I wasn't even moved down here yet in Oklahoma, and they let me join the range, and it's been awesome. Kyle, thank you. I know you're right there. But when you're watching this video, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. So yeah, let's get right back into this video and hopefully you guys enjoy it. We're gonna do a rundown from the top to the bottom. Right now, we're Dead Air Sierra 5 can on here. This thing's ran pretty good for the most part. It is a little carbon locked on here, but everything else on here is pretty much stock to the Griffin upper. Handguards that Griffin sent on the upper. Honestly, it's pretty cool. I do enjoy them a lot. I don't notice any difference between the Magpul and these. Heat doesn't really have an issue on this anyway. It kind of distributes heat pretty well. We've got the hand stop on here as well from Griffin. It's what comes with this complete upper. And we are running the Griffin bolt carrier group and the charging handle from them as well. And then the iron sights, the flip up sights here are also from Griffin Armament. But the lower, on the other hand, is a Noveske. It's pretty decent lower. It's been shot a couple hundred rounds through it so far. It's not running too bad. It's just a little tight at the moment, but James here at Young Buck Tactical actually built this lower for me. And then we are running the Difrico handle on here. Not sure if I really like this pistol grip or not. I don't like the angle of it straight up and down. I'm more used to the angled. Then we're running the SBA 5 and some other stuff, but this will get Cerakoted. I just wanted to run this stock in this review just so that you guys can see that this is the Griffin Armament upper. It's got everything on it. I didn't want to Cerakote it and then you guys not see the actual color that it came in. They sent me a black, so it's pretty cool. It's ran pretty great. And then on top of it, we're running a Romeo 5 from SIG with a, I want to say this is a Infinity riser, not for sure. I just kind of bought a riser and ran with it. Romeo 5 honestly hasn't been that bad. I really wanted to get a T2 and aim point on here, but the Romeo 5 has held up. It's held 0 for the most part. There's been a few times where I've changed some things internally where it's changed the 0 up a little bit, but other than that, it's been banged around a lot. It rides in the back of my truck in a Pelican case or some sort of case, and it doesn't have any foam on it, so it just runs around and it's held 0 really well. To suppress, this upper is actually built to be suppressed, so it runs pretty flawlessly. There isn't a adjustable gas block in here, which I was kind of surprised since it is meant to be ran suppressed. I was kind of surprised that it didn't come with an adjustable block, but I'm really surprised that it runs pretty perfect. It's a little gassy here and there. The first couple shots I've noticed are kind of gassy, but once it starts to warm up, it runs pretty smoothly. I haven't had really any issues with it. it runs. Now for the internals, we are running, this is the 11.5 inch. I would have went with the 10.3, but if you look up the ballistics between a 10.3 and 11.5, the jump to 11.5 is actually, the performance out of it is extremely better than the 10.3. So 11.5 has kind of become my new favorite run for a rifle. I've been running 16s and a bunch of other stuff for a while, but this is really the first real good 11.5 that I have. I have a PSA 11.5 and it does not run as good as this does. Now this is actually chambered in 223 Wild. If you don't know what 223 Wild is, the barrel is built for those higher pressure rounds. So 223 Wild, we can run 77 grain, 62 grain, your really hot rounds that shoot pretty good, and you can get a lot of decent precision shots out of this for the most part. You know, granted, this is an 11.5, you know, you're not gonna get absolutely perfect shot groups in 100 yards. It's just not gonna happen, but with it suppressed, it does shoot a little bit better. You do get a little bit better grouping out of it just because you get a little more velocity with that can on it. But the 11.5 platform has easily become my favorite out of all of them. I do plan on SBRing this soon, so once we get everything done, we'll get it Cerakoted, and we will run a review later on once we put about 1,000 rounds through this. As of right now, we've probably only done about 400 rounds through it. Haven't had any jams, haven't had anything like that. We actually took this on a coyote hunt. It performed pretty well. We didn't shoot a whole lot of coyotes, but to be honest with you, it was kind of humid and mist, and you know, it just kind of was a shitty temperature and weather at the time, but it ran really well. I have zero complaints on how it's ran. It's been awesome. Disclaimer, Griffin Armament did send me this, like I said, but I'm not sponsored by Griffin. They were kind enough to send this to me. But so yeah, guys, this is the 11.5 Mark 1 upper from Griffin Armament. If you guys haven't already, go check them out. Again, Griffin Armament, thank you guys so much for sending this to me. I appreciate everything that you guys have done for us. And yeah, if you guys haven't already, click down below, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. What you gotta do, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for 23,000 subs. I didn't think we would hit that on this channel that fast. So again, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
It's fucking Blue Slide Park. Hey, I got these Ray-Ban shades, kinda look like something landed with rock. It seems like now I got a couple bags whenever I shop. Louis shoes, polo socks, some name brand.